Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't been here before, I'm Rebecca and I am very pleased to meet you. I am mum to 4, pregnant with number 5, and this is my 17-week pregnancy update video. I've had a bit of a busy week actually. Obviously I'm always busy with the little ones. I have 2.5-year-old twins and a 1-year-old, and then I'm pregnant with this one. And I also have a 17-year-old. So this week has been a bit of a full-on week. We've been doing lots of stuff with the kids. And also I met up with my consultant. Now, if you'd seen my previous videos, you know that I've been waiting to see my consultant about a number of things. But I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's just talk about how I've been feeling. So 17 weeks, my bump is actually starting to get quite bumpy now. It's starting to stick out and I feel like nothing actually fits me anymore. I'm in that in-betweeny stage of pregnancy clothes are just too big and my normal clothes are just too tight. Around my waistband, I usually I like wearing leggings. I am a leggings kind of girl, but they have just been so restrictive. So I'm either trying to pull them up over my bump and it just, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I guess it depends which leggings I'm wearing. But then I still find it starts cutting in. So then I'm pushing it down like under my bump and then I feel like it's cutting in down under my bump. So it's just a lose situation at the minute. So I'm kind of in between clothes. So I am going to be getting some new maternity clothes very soon because I do feel like my bump is actually starting to grow quite quick. I know in week 17, well week 16 onwards, it says your baby will have a growth spurt. Now I definitely feel like that's happening. I feel like I've changed quite a lot over the last week. My belly, my boobs, they're changing. Gonna have to get some new bras. You can't really see what I'm wearing right now. I've just got a tank vest top on and a shirt, which I've not done the buttons up, so it's quite loose. I'll probably just get some more shirts because they're always handy. How am I feeling? Okay, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling not so tired. I'm feeling that sleep is okay, apart from that pain I'm still getting across my bump at night when I wake up. Usually when I wake up to go and see one of the children, I get this horrible almighty pain go straight across my stomach and it feels like a huge stitch. So that is a problem for me at the moment. Eating food, oh my goodness. I just feel like I'm eating lots of food now. I read somewhere that you don't need any more calories until you are in your 3rd trimester, I believe, and then you're looking at about an extra 200 calories a day, I think. But 200 calories a day, oh, I could easily do that so quickly. That's just a few biscuits. I am loving hot food at the moment. Oh, anything hot, spicy, I'll have that, thanks. I love noodles. I'm also loving like fresh fruit and fresh veg. I'm a big fruity person. But yeah, I love fruit. So I made some fruit kebabs the other day. Oh my goodness, they were so nice. But then I also drizzled chocolate on top of them. I did say that the baby is having a bit of a growth spurt. So I'm just gonna have a look on my app on my phone, which I use. And it says the baby is the size of a turnip. There we go. That's the turnip and it is 13 centimeters long, which is quite big, really. 13 centimeters all tucked up in there, but I am feeling the growth now. I'm feeling the pregnancy, which I should do because I'm in my 2nd trimester. And something else sweet that I read on the baby app was its hearing's actually getting even better now. So if you do play some music, it might even start like bopping around soon. It's definitely hearing your voice. So if you're talking to it or singing or playing some of your favorite music, your baby will start getting used to that. So that's actually really nice and comforting, I think, for the baby to listen to. Now, I was singing to the baby in the shower the other day. I don't know if it hurt me over the shower, and I was singing Michael Jackson's Billie Jean badly. Right, let's talk about my appointment I had with my consultant. I went in, yeah, let me have a quick drink because I have been drinking so much water recently, and this is really handy. I just take it around with me. I got it from Primark, literally for like £1.50 or something. It just reminds me to drink water, because when I look at it and think, oh, I haven't drunk that much, I just drink some. And then, oh, you get it. Okay, where was I? Consultant. Okay. I was really quite nervous about the appointment. Now, I did have a midwife coming with me as well, one of my community midwives. She just wants to be a bit of a support for me, because we were talking about a number of things. So the first thing we were talking about was the impending birth of this baby. Now, I'm pretty sure I have mentioned this before. It wasn't last week, it may have been the week before, but I am hoping for a VBAC. Now, vaginal birth after cesarean, if you didn't know what VBAC meant. Now, they're usually okay with it after one cesarean. The thing is, I have now had 2 cesareans, and I really don't want a third. The recovery process is really long. I've got a lot of children at home to look after, and I don't like having cesareans. Everyone's a bit different, but it scares me a bit. And I would rather just have a vaginal birth. That's just what I would like to do. That is my birthing goal, I guess. All being well, that is what I'd like to do. The guidelines that I've looked at with my midwife as well, was pointing to a big no, and I'm not allowed to have a VBAC, which is really bothering me because everybody's different. So without knowing the facts of every single person, I don't see why it should just be a big no. So my meeting with my consultant today is literally to start the ball rolling on my birth plan. I know it's early, but they said if we start now and then see how my pregnancy progresses, at least we have some kind of plan in place, which would also help me, hopefully, help me feel a bit more secure in my mind. But that was all based on it kind of going my way. Anyway, so we went. I think I just felt the baby move. Hang on a sec. It's gone now. But I think that was it. I think that bear with me a minute. I'll be gutted if it turns out to be wind. I think it was baby moving though. Okay, apologies if it's a slightly different angle. My battery just ran out, so I've just had to put a new one in, and I don't know if it's still the same angle. I think it is ish. Oh well, also I managed to pull my hair clip, so I've just taken my hair clip out as well, so that's why I look different. And yeah, here I am. Went to see the consultant, sat down with him, or met with the midwife first, and just briefly went over what we were going to discuss with him, and she was hoping to make some kind of plan. And then I sat down with my consultant, and he's basically, okay, why are you here? And I said, I'm having another baby, obviously, but I would like a VBAC this time. And he was like, okay then, writing some notes down. And I said to him, obviously this is the second cesarean, I'm 41 now. And I know the guidelines are that I shouldn't have or try for a VBAC. I should just go straight for a cesarean. And he said something which I was hoping he was going to say. And he said that everybody is different. Now, he said, if you are fit and healthy anyway, there's things which can stack up in my favour. So be fit and healthy. The baby has to be growing well. No complications with the baby. Yeah, that's about it really. He was saying about if it's growing well and everything, then at this point, there's no reason to say why I can't try for a VBAC. I said to him, I want to be able to go into labour. I don't want to be put into labour like I was with George. I felt it was almost a pressure to have George. When I was induced, we tried the Cook's balloon, and then we tried breaking my waters, hoping that all of this would move George along. I want to be born. And then I ended up with a drip being put in, which I think is called an oxytocin drip, which literally does bring on some contractions. Anyway, all of that, well, it was mostly the drip thing, ended up with me having an emergency cesarean because George just wasn't ready to be born, and it just did not go right. Yeah, unfortunately I had a horrible, scary emergency cesarean, which I want to avoid again. He said to me, you don't have to go and be induced. This is as long as there's good health with myself and the baby. When it gets towards my due date, we can have a look at how things are going. So I said to him, okay, could, like around 39 weeks, if I haven't had the baby by then, could we look at maybe doing some stretch and sweeps, which I understand is supposed to encourage you to go into labour? And he said that's a really good idea. So to stop me, preventing me from going too far over my due date, having stretch and sweeps would basically help encourage my body to go, okay, maybe we should start thinking about going into labour now. If that goes well, then hopefully I will go into labour at home or wherever I may be at that particular moment in time. With George, actually, I did say with George, my last pregnancy, that I had about 4 stretch and sweeps and none of them worked. I mean, they're not foolproof. It's not definitely going to happen, but it didn't actually change anything for me at all. That's why I ended up in the hospital having an induction. But as he says, every pregnancy is different, so this might actually be a good plan. So far, that's the plan. I wait until I am closer to my due date, maybe have some stretch and sweeps, see if that moves things along. And if it does, then it does. And then go into hospital and see how everything goes and just pray that I get the VBAC that I would really like to have, all being well with myself and the baby. Obviously, if there are issues and there are problems, I am not going to say, no, I definitely don't want a cesarean. I'm still sticking with my VBAC because I know how much danger that could potentially put myself and the baby in. The main thing for me is that I actually get to go into labour, because I didn't with the twins. I had an elective cesarean and then I didn't with George because that was all induced. The other reason for us being there was to do with genetic testing. So we met up with a lady who does the screening at the hospital, and we had a chat with her and she pulled off some notes. It was all to do with my blood results and she showed them to us. I couldn't believe it when I was looking at it. She was telling me at my age, at the age of 41, she was saying any woman my age has a 1 in 70 chance of having a baby born with Down syndrome. But then she showed me the results of after having the blood test done that I did, and then they calculate it and it actually brought the number up. When I look back at George's results, they were so far away from where we are now. So after having a good chat with her, she thinks it's best to refer us to fetal medicine unit and take it from there really. I just had to wait for a phone call from them and they called me the next day and I spoke to them and they said that they would offer me a amniocentesis, which I'm really grateful for them offering it to me. But I did also say that I know that comes with a risk, and at the moment I don't want to take that risk. The risk is obviously miscarriage. It's 1 in 200 chance of a miscarriage. Now it may not happen. I mean, 1 in 200, 199 chances that it won't happen. But in my mind right now, where I am, it just worries me too much. So I said I'll pass on that, because she also said there are other tests we can have done. We can have the blood test done, which I think we're going to do. And also they are referring us to their hospital where we will be monitored. I don't know for how long. I did ask, is this going to be a one-off? And she said she's not sure. I guess it's all down to what they find, but they will scan me and take a closer look at the baby. I guess it's when it's a little bit older, maybe when it reaches like 20 weeks or something, just because you can tell more when it's developed that bit more, and see if there's any potential markers or anything there. I'm hoping that everything will be fine and we'll be referred back to our normal hospital and then carry on with the rest of our lives. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to meet little one. Do you know, I feel like my updates at the minute just seem a bit dark and a bit deep. I don't mean for it to be sounding like that. It's just that is what's happening in my life right now. I'm hoping next week I come up with something completely different. I will link my other pregnancy videos to this one in the description if you wanted to take a look. If you want to take a look from the beginning as well, I'll try and put all of them in, because we're at week 17. So I've done a fair few if you wanted to follow my journey and see how things have gone for us so far. But I will be making many more, and I'd love it if you could join me on that journey. So I would love it if you could subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you have, thank you so much. If you haven't, please subscribe. It is absolutely free. It won't cost you a single penny. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you in my next update, which will be week 18. The weeks are flying by right now, so I'll be sitting down to record this within about, I don't know, so quickly, because the time is flying by. This baby's going to be here before I know it. Oh my goodness, breathe. So I will see you in my next video. Okay, take care. Bye.